Please subscribe.
The 2020 Honda Insight makes hypermiling an easy attempt. Drive one of those autos and you never again need to overinflate the tires, reject any travelers or load, backhand tractor-trailers or waste a solitary cerebrum neural connection thinking about the beat-and-coast quickening strategy. Honda has made it so incredibly simple to get heavenly efficiency you nearly will have a hard time believing it. Completely easily, I figured out how to average superior to 44 miles for every gallon during my week-long stretch in an Insight Touring, the range-beating model. As a matter of fact, that figure is divisions of mpg, not exactly the vehicle's joint rating. However, what makes this amazing is that it conveyed said efficiency when I drove it more forcefully than any commonplace proprietor would. I exposed the vehicle to a lot of fully open throttle impacts and a lot of fast interstate driving. Work it all the more moderately or overwhelmingly in an urban setting and you ought to expect far more noteworthy proficiency. The vehicle stickers at 51 miles per gallon city and 45 expressway. Joined, Uncle Sam's followers at the Environmental Protection Agency state it should return 48 miles per gallon. On the off chance that, for reasons unknown, that is insufficient, you can forego a couple of highlights by getting either a passage level LX4M or a midrange Insight X, both of which will get you much more noteworthy efficiency. Those vehicles are appraised at 55 city, 49 expressway and 52 joined. The compelling recluses these effectiveness scores contrast positively with other half-and-half models from rival producers. The mainline rendition of Toyota's spearheading Prius is evaluated at 54 miles per gallon city, 50 miles per gallon interstate and 52 miles per gallon consolidated. Snatch an eco-trim variant and both the city and consolidated appraisals move by 4 miles per gallon each, while the throughway score increments by 3. For drivers that need a definitive Prius experience, the modular half-and-half Prime model offers an electric just driving scope of up to 25 miles, alongside outstanding interior burning economy. Hyundai is never an organization to kick back and unwind. It's constantly busier than a province of Africanized honeybees and most likely progressively forceful, in any event with regards to entering new vehicle fragments or refreshing its item run. The brand's Ioniq half-breed is comparably efficient to the Insight and Prius, returning 55 miles per gallon city, 54 miles per gallon parkway and 55 miles per gallon joint. The Super Saver Blue model is considerably more productive than mainline variations, conveying 57, 59 and 58 miles per gallon, individually. Drivers intrigued by this Honda may likewise think about the bigger Accord, which is accessible as a half-and-half, as well. Same for the Toyota Corolla and Camry if cross-shopping is your thing. Be that as it may, enough yammering about the more extensive crossover section. We should dive into the Insight's better focuses. A Civic's exercise Honda is situating this crossover between its Civic and Accord, offering it as a progressively premium-reduced vehicle. Despite the fact that the vehicle is proposed to press into this generally restricted space, it imparts a reiteration of parts to that littler 4 model. Understanding basically rides on the 10th Gen Civic's fundamental design, with a couple of minor changes to a great extent. These two autos include the equivalent 106.3-inch wheelbase and have bodies that are about 183 inches in length. Other basic segments incorporate the fundamental suspension structure and variable proportion, electrically helped power guiding framework. Normally, there are some significant qualifications between these vehicles. The back floor container, for example, required an update so as to suit the Insight's half-breed battery pack. The vehicle, and bystanders, advantage from an aluminum hood, which spares weight, however is intended to make crashes more secure for people on foot by disfiguring in an impact. A lot of different upgrades support security in this kind of mishap, from breakaway windshield wiper turns to vitality-retaining bumper mounts. All things considered, don't play in the road, kids. Because of its rough stage, the Insight is an especially sheltered vehicle. It's an top safety pick and has various 5-star crash evaluations from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. Contrasted with the Civic, the Insight additionally highlights improved optimal design all around, something that without a doubt assumes a significant job in conveying those great efficiency figures. All things considered, despite the fact that it's slipperier than a well-utilized bar of cleanser, however spotted with far less stray hairs, this mixture really resembles a typical vehicle. Presently in its third era, the Insight is an appealing bit of work, something that would never be said about a Prius. The principal Insight turned out around 2000, resembling a gel-top painkiller on wheels. It was most likely similarly as desensitizing to drive. Honda's subsequent endeavor was no less abnormal. Appearing around 2010, it looked like a halfway emptied station wagon that had a decent piece of its backside burnt off. On their third go-around, fashioners essentially nailed it. The vehicle is etched and set things straight in an attractive, practically rough way. Speeds and feeds the Insight's powertrain is tied down by a 1.5-liter Atkinson cycle, 4-chamber fuel motor. Tuned for most extreme proficiency, it conveys a negligible 107 strength and 99 pound-feet of torque all alone. Luckily, it's expanded by a couple of electric engines, one for beginning and power age in addition to another that drives the vehicle. Put it all together, convey the 3, do whatever it takes not to partition by 0, and you may be astonished to become familiar with this vehicle has 151 framework steeds with 197 pounds-to-feet of curve. A 1.2 kWh lithium particle pack fills in as an electron supply. Inquisitively, the vehicle's essential 12-volt battery is housed in the transmission burrow, generally by the driver's correct knee, an inquisitive situation that could make overhauling it compelling troublesome. Honda's 2-engine course of action is very shrewd in that it can work as either an arrangement or parallel crossbreed, or even as an unadulterated electric. The gas motor is associated legitimately to the engine generator. This two-part harmony is thusly fixed to the impetus engine through a high-limit, lock-up grasp. A ventured gearbox or even persistently factored transmission isn't required with this structure. Driven regularly, the Insight works as an arrangement half and half where the motor turns the generator that at that point either controls the drive engine, charges the battery or does both. Be that as it may, as conditions manage, this powertrain can likewise work as a parallel half and half. In these circumstances, the motor can drive the wheels alongside the impetus engine. Given its little crossbreed battery pack, the Insight's electric just driving reach is, obviously, restricted, maximizing at pretty much 1 mile. Try not to challenge a long-extant Tesla Model 3 proprietor to an electron-just continuance run in case you're driving this Honda. It feels like an ordinary vehicle, as well not exclusively does the Insight resemble a typical vehicle, however when you're settled behind its substantial directing wheel, it feels like one, as well. At any rate in touring trim, the inside is reasonably spread out and built of premium materials. There are a lot of delicate plastics on the dashboard and front entryway boards, in addition to you'll discover decent swaths of sewing in front of the front traveler and on the middle support. Assemble quality is superior. With respect to comfort, the front pales a piece excessively expansive and level for my hard, 6-foot outline. They additionally offer very nearly zero lumbar help, which makes my spine bend forward, nearly to a slumping position. You likewise sit out of the blue low in this vehicle, your base appears to be barely a handbreadth over the asphalt. These components can make the Insight not exactly agreeable on broadened drives. In common Honda design, this half and half is an ace of room productivity. The back seat offers plentiful space for noggins and knees, however there are no air vents for travelers consigned to steerage. The storage compartment is enormous, with 15.1 cubic feet of garbage pulling space. Lamentably, there's no extra tire or trunk shutting handle. Check this out. Offered in 3 trims, LX, X and Touring, the Insight accompanies a liberal measure of gear. Honda Sensing, the automaker's suite of cutting-edge driver helps, is standard no matter how you look at it. It incorporates a large group of treats like path takeoff cautioning, impact alleviation braking, versatile journey control, traffic sign acknowledgement, and that's just the beginning. Programmed high bars are likewise included as no additional charge, same for highlights like a multi-seat turning around camera, control windows and entryway locks, LED outside lighting and warmed side seat mirrors. Inside, there's standard push-button starter and Bluetooth. The base LX model likewise accompanies a 6-speaker sound framework and 7-inch driver data show, in addition to a 5-inch LCD screen on the dashboard. X and Touring variants increase 8-inch display audio framework with high goals touchscreen just as help for both Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. These models are likewise outfitted with remote beginning and keyless section, in addition to Honda Lane Watch, which fits a wide-edge camera on the traveler's side mirror lodging. At the point when you hit the blinker or press a catch on the finish of the stalk, it gives you a video feed of your vulnerable side. This can be helpful during light hours, however the goals is disappointingly low. At evening or even sunset, it's near on pointless. Separating them from the remainder of the lineup, touring models additionally increase 17-inch combination wheels, LED haze lights, downpour detecting wipers and a power moonroof. Inside, you'll discover punctured calf skin seating surfaces, double-zone atmosphere control and a sound framework with 10 speakers. Placing it moving the inside is entirely harmless to drive, unmistakably organizing productivity over even the idea of game. In any case, its controlling is moderately fresh for a crossbreed and the ride quality is supple without feeling messy. I expected the vehicle's electro-servo stopping mechanism would draw my anger, yet this was unwarranted. The pedal is responsive and simple to adjust with none of the automated feel I foreseen. 4 driving modes are accessible and inside. There's normal, econ, sport and EV. The principal choice, I